Once upon a time, in a tranquil Zen monastery nestled deep in the mountains, there lived a young monk named Taizo. He had been training for several years under the guidance of Master Eisho, a wise and calm monk who had earned a reputation for his serene demeanor and ability to remain unfazed by any circumstance. One morning, Taizo found himself filled with impatience. He had been meditating for hours, yet his mind could not find peace. His thoughts raced in all directions, and his body ached. Frustration swelled within him. He watched Master Eisho meditate, as composed and still as the morning mist. "Master," Taizo said, walking up to him after the meditation, "how do you remain so calm? I feel like my emotions control me, and I can't seem to find peace." Master Eisho opened his eyes slowly and smiled. "Ah, young Taizo, your question is one many seek to answer. It is not about controlling your emotions, but about learning not to react to them." Taizo was confused. Not react to them? But if I don't react, what will happen to my emotions? Master Eisho stood and motioned for Taizo to follow him outside. They walked down a narrow path, leading to a serene pond, where the reflection of the towering trees shimmered like a painting on the water's surface. They sat in silence by the pond for a while. "Do you see the pond?" asked Master Eisho. "Yes," Taizo replied, his gaze fixed on the smooth, glassy surface. "Imagine this pond is your mind," Master Eisho continued. "When you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, it's like throwing a stone into the pond. The water becomes disturbed, rippling in all directions, creating chaos. But when you choose not to react, when you let the stone sink without throwing it, the surface remains calm, still, and clear." Taizo pondered the analogy for a moment. "But how do I stop throwing the stone?" Master Eisho smiled again, his eyes twinkling with understanding. "The key, my friend, is mindfulness. It is not about denying or suppressing your emotions, but recognizing them as they arise. When anger, frustration, or sadness comes, instead of reacting impulsively, simply observe. Acknowledge the feeling, but do not let it control you. Just like a cloud passing through the sky, notice it, but do not cling to it." Taizo was silent for a while, as if the words had stirred something deep inside him. "But sometimes my emotions feel so strong, Master. How can I resist reacting when they are overwhelming?" Master Eisho placed his hand gently on Taizo's shoulder. Emotions are like waves. They rise and fall. In moments of strength, they may seem overwhelming, but waves do not last forever. If you do not swim against them, if you allow yourself to be carried with them instead of fighting them, they will pass. In time, you will learn to ride the waves instead of being drowned by them. They sat in silence, watching the water before them. Gradually, the breeze stilled and the ripples in the pond faded away. The stillness returned, as if the universe had listened to Master Ishu's wisdom. Years passed, and Taizo continued his training under Master Eisho's guidance. As the seasons changed, Taizo's understanding of his emotions deepened. He no longer allowed his frustrations or desires to control his actions. Whether in moments of joy, sadness, or anger, he learned to pause, to breathe, and to observe without reacting. One day, while Taizo was walking through the monastery's garden, a loud voice interrupted his thoughts. "Taizo, how long will you continue to sit in silence like a stone? Why do you remain so detached? The world around us is in chaos, and you do nothing." It was a fellow monk named Ryoji, known for his fiery temper and impulsive nature. He was upset, his face flushed with anger. Taizo looked at Ryoji, and for a moment, he felt the familiar pull of frustration. Ryoji's outburst triggered something within him. But then, Taizo remembered Master Eisho's words. Observe, do not react. He took a deep breath and remained calm. You are angry, Ryo, Taizo said gently, and that's okay. But your anger does not control me. I do not need to react to it. Ryoji was taken aback. He expected Taizo to argue, to defend himself, or to get upset. Instead, Taizo's calmness only deepened his own frustration. But as Taizo stood there, still and composed, the anger within Ryoji slowly began to lose its grip. He realized that his words had not affected Taizo at all. The wave of his emotions had passed, leaving only the quiet garden behind. Ryoji stood silently for a long moment before bowing his head. I see, he said softly. It is not the world that disturbs us, but our reaction to it. Thank you, Taizo. From that day forward, Ryoji began his own journey toward inner peace, learning the power of not reacting. And Taizo, having mastered this art of mindfulness, continued his path toward wisdom. Master Eisho's teachings echoed in Taizo's heart. Emotions, like clouds and waves, are transient. What matters is not how they come or go, but how we choose to respond. The power lies not in controlling them, but in choosing not to react. And so, Taizo's mind remained as still